Good afternoon and welcome to SARARIGHTS Television News at 1. We do it for peace and love. I am Galadino Ajusi and thank you for joining. First, the top stories. Arua Airport upgrade receives a major boost after African Development Bank funding approval. West Nile leaders pledge improved service delivery and regional development. Government begins voluntary repatriation of Ugandans from South Africa as 273 return home. Government intensifies crackdown on unlicensed private schools across Uganda. Schools maintain Ebola prevention measures as health officials urge continued vigilance. Government begins implementation of 2026-2027 national budget. East African Community strengthens regional integration and cross-border trade. Global attention remains on the conflict in the Middle East and Ukraine. Now, the news in details. Arua Airport upgrade receives a major boost. Arua City, the long-awaited upgrade of Arua City, Arua Airport has received a major boost after the African Development Bank approved the funding for the project. The upgrade will transform the airport into an international standard facility through expansion of runway, construction of modern passenger terminals, installation of improved air navigation systems, and the development of cargo handling facilities. The government says the project will position Arua as a strategic gateway for regional trade with South Sudan and the Democratic Republic of Congo, while boosting tourism, investment, and employment opportunities throughout West Nile. Business leaders and residents have welcomed the development, saying it will improve connectivity, lower transport costs, and stimulate economic growth across the region. In another news, West Nile leaders promise better. 273 Ugandan nationals have safely returned home from South Africa aboard the first government-chartered evacuation flight under a voluntary repatriation program. The return follows recent xenophobic violence and insecurity in parts of South Africa that promoted many Ugandans to seek assistance from the government. The evacuees were their safety while supporting those wishing to return home voluntarily. Government intensifies closure of illegal schools. The Ministry of Education and Sports continues its nationwide inspection of private schools, ordering the closure of institutions operating without license and registration. Education officials say the exercise is aimed at protecting learners, improving education standards, and ensuring schools comply with the national requirements. Parents have been advised to verify the registration status of schools before enrolling their children. Schools continue Ebola prevention measures. Schools across Uganda continue observing strict Ebola prevention measures despite improvements in the country's public health situation. School administrators have maintained hand-washing facilities, health education campaigns, and routine monitoring to minimize the risk of disease outbreaks. The Ministry of Health continues encouraging the public to report suspected cases immediately and observe proper hygiene. In another news, government begins implementation of the national budget. Government ministries, departments, and agencies have officially begun implementing the 2026-2027 national budget. Priority sectors include road infrastructure, healthcare, education, agriculture, industrialization, and wealth creation programs. Government says the budget is intended to create jobs, stimulate economic growth, and improve service delivery throughout the country. Regional East African Community strengthens regional cooperation. Across East Africa, member states of the East African Community continue strengthening cooperation in trade, infrastructure development, and regional security. Regional leaders are working towards improving cross-border trade, expanding transport networks, and promoting the free movement of goods and people. Uganda continues advocating for stronger regional integration as a driver of economic growth and prosperity. International, Middle East and Ukraine conflict remain in global focus. International diplomatic efforts continue to address the ongoing conflicts in the Middle East and Ukraine. Humanitarian organizations remain on the ground providing food, shelter, and medical assistance to millions of civilians affected by the violence. World leaders continue calling for peaceful dialogue while preparing for upcoming international meetings on climate change, economic recovery, and global security. In sports, preparations continue for the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations, which will be jointly hosted by Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. Government says constructions and renovations of sports infrastructure remain on schedule as the country prepares to welcome the continent's biggest football tournament. That does it for today's news. Thank you for viewing. It has been Galadino Ajusi. You can as well catch us live on our different social media platforms like X, the YouTube, Facebook, and many others. A good afternoon and a happy lunch time. Bon après-midi.